patience this morning. And just in case you were wondering, my name is Jude, the dude or Mamigbe. Keep it as simple as Jude or Dude, and we are good to go. Our conversation starts off, as always, inside Port Harcourt, inside River State. And this morning, we'll be looking at road repair. And of a very interesting note, it is Eleme. Yes. Before I start anything, let me just do this. Yes. Oh yes. Now the reason why we are starting with an applause is the commercial drivers along Eleme axis of the East-West Road in the Goba area of River State said they are happy that the federal government has finally commenced the rehabilitation of the road. First and foremost, I find it very sick. It is despicable. It is the very essence of tyranny, criminality, lasciviousness, laissez-faire attitude, a certain nuance to the what's the word? Dastardly nature that is, in quotes, governance in some parts of the world. That people get to praise you for doing what you were elected to do. It's mind-boggling. It's like you are thanking the Pope for praying. Hello? Oh no. You're thanking your car for starting and taking you to work. Yeah. Anywho, I digress. Move on. Anywho, so now they're saying the rehabilitation of the road has started, and it's a great one. Now, some of the drivers told our correspondent Onyekachi Wosu, that after the rehabilitation, they expect a reduction in the amount spent on repairs of their vehicles. And ladies and gentlemen, this is where my conversation is hinged on. Take a listen to this.
Don't try. It's not what you do. It's not my business. Even the one carry person now goes to New Town, no go fit. Go fit and now I feel happy. This my work continue this week. So many times where they wash the road, when they say they don't pay to walk the road. But for this very time where they don't start and the equipment, everything arrives and they start their work. Let them put the monitoring team, those who will monitoring the work, how the work going on. So that in case of them stop not to doing the work, they will get government to know that the work is not going on as it's supposed to be.
I'm very much happy. The government finally want to work this road because so many years ago, when they see government go come, they go say one work road, then call trailer, then call a caterpillar on site. But at the end of the day,
So this is my question to all you good people of River State who ply that route very often, particularly those of you who live maybe in Onne or maybe whose businesses or workplaces, located there, where you have the petrochemicals, and there are a lot of companies. A lot of people don't realize there are a lot of industrial firms, outside that area. Like you're going to Uyo through that axis. If you didn't know, now you know. You can go through to Uyo, to Ikorakpene, Ikorabasi, from that area. Eleme Junction down on there. PH Refinery Road. Yeah. All right, great. But now that this road, the rehabilitation has started, first question, do you think the fares these same taxi drivers that we just listened to, do you think the fares they'll charge will reduce? Now, I've been reliably informed that in some of those sections of the road, sometimes you could pay as much as 500 naira to get from point A to point B, depending on what type of transportation you use, whether you use a bus or you use a tricycle or you use a taxi. Sometimes between 350 to 550. But in the not too distant future, that road is going to be much better. The question is, will they bring down their price? A. B question, how much? For those of you who don't know, this is probably one of the biggest concerns for people whose businesses are in that area. Listen to this. How much should be charged between Onne and Eleme Junction? That's the big question for us. How much do you think the bus drivers, the taxi, the keke riders, whatever, because sometimes they use some of these means, different means, depending on the state of the road, even motorcycles at times. So once again, if you live in the bougie part of Port Harcourt or River State, you probably don't know what exactly is going on in this part of Eleme. So welcome to Inside Rivers. here on Hello Port Harcourt, and let's get to tell you what the other parts of Port Harcourt they do.
And now, Hello Port Harcourt with Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
0817923 0003 0817923 0002 0817923 0003. Our conversation starter is on the Eleme road repairs. I know a lot of you calling and said they should fix this road. This is our road. Yes, we'll get to all these places one after the other. But let's start with Eleme, because you don't forget that was the road that at one point, was that 2 years ago, if my memory serves me correctly, there was an action, a protest on that road. They blocked the road for almost a week. Just about a week. And then, the governor, then the former NDC chairman had to even come. Everybody talked. Big talk. Now, anyway, point here is this. So now that rehabilitation has begun, will the prices that people pay to traverse that road come down? And two, for those of you who travel very often between Onne and Eleme Junction, it's not too far. Ideally, those days it used to be about 7-8 minutes drive, right? Ideally. But today, I hear it's a totally different story. So, how much should you pay? And there are different portions. Some people, travel through Akpajo down to Onne or Akpajo to Eleme Junction. The rates vary. So I want you to tell the Port Harcourt people what you pay now and what you think is the fair price that should be paid. 0817923 0002 0817923 0003. There's a call screener. Please make use of the person. Just drop your name and your location, and we have a jolly good time having conversations with you. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. At Nigeria Info PH. At Nigeria Info PH. All right, that's where you find us. Then send us a WhatsApp message to 0809 030 6416. George is in Eleme. George, good morning to you.
Okay, hello.
Hi, George. Please, can you step away from that noise? Are you at the factory or something? Okay. Sorry, please.
Okay. The situation of Eleme Road at the moment, work is ongoing, but I think they should have at least make it easy for us first before embarking on that flyover project. If you go to Trailer Park, there you see the company. They're already mounting pillars for the flyover, and the bad spots which usually comes from a cardio side towards that refinery junction, down after the refinery junction going towards Trailer Park. Those areas, they are helping by points, hardcore.
Yeah, I've seen pictures.
All those trucks that carry heavy machine and tanker and containers to help them ply the east-west road. But for smaller cars, we are still managing the internal road from Aleto, and I also see another Chinese company doing maintenance on the internal road of Aleto. But the only problem I see there is they are displacing priorities. They are displacing priorities in the sense that the Chinese company maintaining the internal road are busy working the side that nothing happened. Where roads are smooth, only speed bumps. You just climb speed bump to slow your car down and go. They ignore the major parts where are really bad, like before in Chia Market along immediately after you enter from the Aleto, the old road, before you get to Aleto majorly, there's another bus spot. They are not touching those areas. Instead, they are going to maintain places that have nothing to do with bus spots.
So George,
called one man country. That place has been bad for years.
George,
they did not even touch that one. Instead, they are maintaining the local government side where nothing is wrong.
Oh, George.
So I think they need to place their priority right.
Oh, George, can you hear me? Hello, George. Hello, George. Can you hear me? Hello, George.
I can hear you very well.
Okay, very quickly now. How much do you think someone should be paying now between Onne and Eleme Junction?
From within Eleme Junction to Onne, because of the fuel price, is not. I think it has nothing to do with the road. It just has to do with the fuel price.
Okay, all right, George. Let's go on the break. When we come back, we get to hear from people who traverse that road more frequently.
No panicking, don't worry.
Chemical Junction, Akpajo to Refinery Road. All of these routes, some of you don't know, probably never heard of, probably never even been there before. It's okay, it's understandable, and that's why we're here to tell you. Now, the reason why this road is very important, just in case you did not know, is because it is the spine through which a lot of revenue is generated from the Niger Delta, particularly in River State, because that area, right, takes you to where there is an ammonia plant. And then those of you who are old enough in Port Harcourt, you remember there used to be, a very big residential area there, for a certain company, very big, It's called NAFCON. Yeah, so very big those days. A lot of people used to like to go stay there. People wanted to work in that company. The point I'm making here is it is a very important part of River State, and it's one of the biggest mysteries, particularly for those who are in that area, that the road, just the road. Forget that you don't have, big hotels, swimming pools, cinemas around or inside or near or located domiciled or near, but just the road where the heavy duty, if you see those big trucks that carry big silos and things, and you're like, where are they taking it to? Ladies and gentlemen, that's where they're taking it to. And that road has been bad for a long time. But now the rehabilitation has commenced. Good enough. In the past, people complained, because the road was bad, that's why the fares were raised, because they were spending a lot of time, at the mechanics fixing their vehicles, right? And then, our correspondent spoke to, some of the drivers who said, now that they're about to fix the road, they start working on the road, it just means that, they will not be spending too much time at the garages, the mechanics. That's what they said, not me. I didn't say it. Let's hear from them.
Government don't try. It's not what you do. It's not my business. Anything one carry person now go to new town, no go fix. I go fix and now I feel happy. It's now work on continue the street. So many times where they awards the road, when they say they don't pay, they work the road. But for this very time where they don't start and the equipment, everything arrives and they start their work, let them put the monitoring team, those who are monitoring the work, how the work going on. So that in case of they stop not to doing the work, they will get government to know that the work is not going on as it's supposed to be.
I'm very much happy. The government finally want to work this road, because so many years ago, when they see government go come, they go say one work road, then call trailer, then call caterpillar on site. But at the end of the day, they don't go see anything where they do. But now we don't see a little bit change.
So change, right? Great. So now there's going to be change. Would it mean that these lovely gentlemen are going to be commensurate with the expenditure that they demand, the cost that they demand from people like you, the passengers? That's our big question this morning. Anele is speaking to us from location. Anele, good morning to you. Welcome to Hello Port Harcourt. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, Anele. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. Welcome.
Please let me comment on the issue.
Yes, please.
If I'm left to say something, I would ask the presenter to change another topic at this time.
Why? I'm the presenter. Why? Why should we change the conversation?
What will happen when it does not happen? Is there some sort of an inquiry into future maybe? I would have suggested that let us not count our skills before they are high.
So, are you saying
it's something you cannot be rest assured of what is going to happen the next day? I would have suggested that let's keep our fingers crossed. When they complete the road, then we'll talk about the price.
Okay.
Talking about the price of what will happen tomorrow when we are not sure today, in Nigeria in particular, is to me. All
right, thank you very much. This is an exercise in futility, but I'll tell you the reason why we're making mention of this. Stay tuned. Welcome to Hello Port Harcourt.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
When the petrol was at a certain amount, we have to increase the price. When it came down, those of you who remember, issue in Nigeria, by the way, those of you who remember when during the lockdown or just as the lockdown was eased, when the then administration of Buhari said, no more, subsidy, all right? And then, the petrol price came down. The next question on almost everybody's lip at that time was, Oga Taxi, they don't reduce fuel. Oh. How far? When you una go reduce una price? It took a while, but eventually it did. All right. And then, we still had distances that you would pay 50 naira for. Welcome back. My name is Jude. This is Hello Port Harcourt. And this morning, we're talking about road repair, and it is the Eleme Saga, the Eleme Road Saga. Now, the rehabilitation has started. There is hope. There is some buzz, positive buzz, I have to admit. And a lot of people are saying, oh, good, this is likely what's going to happen. All right, good. Some of them are saying, whoa, at this rate, that means we will not be spending so much at garages. So if you're not going to be spending so much in terms of money and time, does that then mean that your fares will reduce? Question. And then I asked, what do you think would be the ideal amount to be paid? Now, someone just, like I said earlier, depending on the distance you are going to travel through along that road, you could spend anywhere from between 350 naira to about 550 naira within that area. Now, on Facebook, let's get to read that. I saw a message was on Facebook. Okay, on Facebook, Michael also said from Eleme Junction to Onne FOT Junction was 150 naira, but Neva is now 200 naira. Now, somebody here is saying that, Jude, it's about 300 naira, and I think it should get back to 200 naira. Someone says from here to Onne itself, it's 600 naira. Jude, not even 500 naira. So there we have it. Once again, like I said, the amount you pay would vary, and the reason why it's very because that road is bad. But now is getting worked on, which is great. The question is, how soon would this repair reflect on the lives of those who travel that road on a daily basis? 08179230002, 08179230007, 08179230002, 08179230007. When you call in, please just drop your name and your location, and then we'll get to have a conversation with you. There is a call screener, so please do make use of that feature. Then WhatsApp and Telegram 0809 030 6416, 0809 030 6416. That's for WhatsApp. Please don't call the WhatsApp number. Somebody's trying to call the WhatsApp number. WhatsApp 0809 030 6416. All right, that's the WhatsApp and Telegram number. Please do not call that number. It's strictly for reception of messages. All right, please. So that'll be WhatsApp messages, Telegram messages, and sometimes SMS messages. Then Facebook at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH. That's Facebook, and on X at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH. All right, Kelvin here says, hi, G, good morning. A lot of people, like you said, really don't know how difficult and how important that stretch of road is on the East-West Road. It is a commercial link between here and Akwa Ibom State, and it's been a very terrible state for a very long time. I'm hopeful that as soon as the road improves, that the prices will come down. I totally agree, because a lot of times, many of these transporters will not bring down the price no matter what happens. They just keep giving reasons for the prices to continuously rise. All right, Kelvin, thank you very much. And therein lies the problem. It is all about perception. Once again, like I said, I made reference to during the lockdown 2020, during the COVID, the pandemic, when the price of fuel got down, hey, you listening, started to scream, oh God, all right. Now, this is another variable that would always keep prices high on some routes. The road is bad. Okay, you know, they see the road, you know good, you display motor where. Okay, fine. So I'm having to pay extra. I can understand. But now the road is being worked on. And so that means in the not too distant future, let's say another 2-3 months, you know, it should get to the point where everybody goes, oh, yeah, smooth road. This is the kind of road we want to be experiencing. So when it gets to that point, would the prices come down? Would the fares along that stretch of the East-West Road come down? Now, I remember very vividly when the Umpolu part of the East-West Road was a no-go area. The only times people would be able to go through were times where the rains hadn't come down, right? Or as the repair had begun. And so you would find out that, okay, back then, not today now, back then, they'll probably add an extra 100 naira, 50 naira on your fare. But when the road was complete, people start saying, I will not pay this money anymore. The road is good. Why do I need to pay then? Why do I need to pay 200 naira from Obikwere to Rumokoro when the bad spot has been fixed? It was only natural for the drivers to say, okay, you know what, let's bring the price down. Is that what's going to happen here? Or is it going to be status quo? We just leave it as it is. All right? Status quo. Let's not stress anybody. People can be bothered. 017-923-0002, 017-923-0003, 0817923-0002, 0817923-0003. All right, these are the numbers. Call. There's a call screener. Get to use the call screener, and then we get to talk to you. And then WhatsApp 08090306416, 08090306416. That's WhatsApp and Telegram. At Nigeria Info PH. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. That's Twitter. We're talking about the road repair, the Eleme Road Saga. Finally, work is being done. It's started. People are commenting. Great. The question is, will the effect be seen in the not too distant future? Chukuma is on the line. Chukuma is speaking to us from Woji. And Woji is not too far from that area. Chukuma, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Jim.
Good morning.
Okay. Yeah, I want to contribute to the discussion going on.
Yes, please.
I'm not a taxi driver anyway, as a disclaimer. But the price of the fare should not, I wouldn't say it should not come down, but doing the road is not the only, as a good road is not the only variable that is being fair. These people go to the same market as we do.
True.
And the price of other things are high. School fees is also high. Many schools have increased their school fees. So, and also the parts, like battery, tires, and other things you need to change in that car has also gone up. So, I think these people are just struggling to survive as well, just like any other Nigerian
person. Yeah.
So, and I don't even know how much they're making that they will have to reduce. Sometimes people just want them to carry them free of charge without knowing this will have families to fend for.
But Chukuba, you do. Is not the only, sorry, I'm sorry to interject, but you do understand, right? That the reason why people ask this question is that, you know, when the roads are bad or were bad, you know, the drivers would justify whatever rates that they place. I gave the example of the Umpolu part of the East-West Road, and then when that road was fixed, Chukuma, it did not take too long, and the prices came down. Then it was about 50 or 100 naira difference. It did come down, but people are worried, you know. And I asked people yesterday, and they're worried. Okay, now that the road is being fixed, are they sure that the price will come down? Because, you know, who's going to tell the taxi drivers to bring the price down?
If the price was hijacked only because of the road, then it should come. But if there are other variables, other factors that were put into consideration before the price was high, then doing the road is not enough for them to bring down the price. That's my point.
You do. Thank you very much, Chukwuma. He does have a great point there. Like, look, we are all in a recession. Everybody's facing. Let me use the word recession. It's hyperinflation, right? I don't have the authority to tell you that. But yes, we do know this inflation double digits now, 28 point something percent, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. All right. So prices going up, and this is just in the past quarter. Right? This is just in the past quarter. So inflation is there. The cost, particularly of petrol, right, is another variable. And so maybe, just maybe, the road being bad might not make the change. But if you listen to some of the drivers, they have a different story to tell. Let me, just in case you just join it, let's get to listen to this again.
Government don't try. It's not what you do. It's not my business. Even the one carry person now go to new town, no go fit. I go finish and now I feel happy. It's now work on continue the street. So many times where they are watch the road, when they say they don't pay, they walk the road. But for this very time where they don't start and the equipment, everything are right, and they start their work. Let them put the monitoring team, those who will monitoring the work, how the work going on. So that in case of them stop not to doing the work, they will get government to know that the work is not going on as it's supposed to be.
I'm very much happy. So the government finally want to work this road, because so many years ago, when they see government go come, they go say one work road, then call trailer, then call caterpillar on site. But at the end of the day, they don't go see anything where they do. But now we don't see a little bit change.
So change. The road is going to be repaired. They're working on it, just in case you didn't know, and it's brought out a sense of optimism. Great. But what about the big question for those who ply that road very regularly? The big question is it going to affect the price? Are we going to see, the price come down? 50 naira, 100 naira price difference might make the difference for someone going home regularly, to and fro, with the motor vehicle. I remember, I don't know if you can remember, there was someone who called earlier this year, or sometime when that period when there was a cash crunch, and the person said, look, he doesn't have money, so he can only walk home. In the morning, he tries to get, he works further so he can use the money to get to his office, and then when he's returning, he just walks home, so he can save the money, so he can save the cash. So imagine if the price, and this is just theoretically speaking, I'm not saying that's exactly what's going to happen, but imagine if the price was to come down maybe by 100 naira, and let's say someone's commute, to and fro would cost about 700-800 naira. All right, 700-800 naira. Now imagine if it comes down, so that means it's going to cost him, rather than 700 or 800 naira, it's not going to cost him 500 or 600 naira. Let's say 600 naira, both ways. What's the difference? Let's get to read your messages now. WhatsApp 0809-030-6416. 0809-030-6416. Please don't call that number. We only receive messages on that number. All right. Andy here says, good morning. I think that road will not reduce the price until fuel prices come down. Dude, the major problem with many of these taxi drivers now is the amount they spend buying petrol alone. Nobody fixes their car every day or every 2 days. The honest truth is, if the fuel price doesn't come down, I don't see the price of anything coming down, particularly in that area. Okay, all right. No price coming down at the moment. That's what Andy says, that it's fuel price. That's going to be the largest denominator. That's going to be the largest contributor for the prices. If that price doesn't come down, nothing is happening. Okay, IJ here says, good morning, Jude. It's not just that road. There's so many roads around River State that the prices are high because of the roads. Once these roads are fixed, I'm very sure the kekes and the taxi drivers will reduce the cost of collecting money from passengers. It's very shameful that we still talk about roads in this time. IJ, let's not go about, we're talking about roads in 2023. It's here. It's one of those things that this country is going to eventually solve. But for now, it's here. Bad road is here. The manifestos of almost every governor and every government has always been, we will fix that road. So, there's nothing we can do. Okay. All right. Ezekiel says, good morning, Jude. The road at that Eleme area has been very bad for years. Remember when the youths even blocked the road and called for the federal government to come and intervene? That's how serious the problem is. I believe that if that road gets fixed, and I'm thankful that they started working on the road, when it gets fixed, they don't need to charge so high any longer. After all, it's going to be a smoother ride and less time on the road. Fair enough. He makes a good point. Once the roads are fixed, you're not going to spend, the 1 hour. That's one of the worst places to be stuck in traffic in this part, if not the worst place. Now that I'm thinking about it, I've been stuck in traffic virtually everywhere in Port Harcourt, right? In River State, for a plethora of reasons. In most places, it's maybe there's a broken down truck or there was an accident. Right, so from Choba maybe down to NTA or maybe a Bar Road or maybe Iwo Fair area, it's basically impatience. Maybe the road is bad or something, or there's a broken down truck. More often than not, it's a broken down truck, right? 1 hour, 2 hours. But I have spent 3.5 hours on that road before. That on that road. In fact, I remember there was a time when it was really bad. Somebody called and said that they actually spent close to 6 hours. They got home at 1 a.m. in the morning. 1 a.m. in the morning. So I would make a bold claim and say that that's probably one of the worst spots for traffic gridlock in River State, that particular place. Almost every other place, if you spend more than 2 hours, something is wrong, something major. Maybe the tanker has tipped over, maybe they blocked the road or something. More often than not. But for that place to be regularly bad and you spend 3-4 hours there, yeah. For those of you who don't go there, you have no idea, none whatsoever. The people who have to go to work or go home through that road face, you have no idea, absolutely none. 009-030-6416, 009-030-6416. That's WhatsApp and Telegram. Then you can call us 0817923 0003, 0817923 at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you find us. Oh, I forgot. I also asked the question: how much should be charged? What do you think is the fair amount between Onne and Eleme Junction? We want to know what it is right now. Then when the road gets fixed, what do you think it should be? And that we'll probably see if people believe that the prices can indeed come down. At Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH. That's on Facebook and on X. That is Twitter, at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH. Well, Max in Eleme says, hi, G, good morning. I wish the road can be fixed quickly, at least before December, so that we can have smooth movement to and fro from that area. The current surprise, I think it's not fair on anybody that these prices are high. Those riders, they have to pay fuel, and they also have to fix their cars. If the road gets fixed, I think the price should come down by at least 100 naira. At least 100 naira when the road gets fixed. Well, only time will tell, Max. That's your area. Only time will tell if it will indeed come down, at least by 100 naira. At least. So you want even more? Max, they're still paying fuel for what's it called? What's it called? Cost now 600, 610. I don't know. Hello, Putaka. We're back. News comes up your way in 6 minutes and 15 seconds, and then Jude's Corner. And today's starter. How do I put it? Yes, manipulation. I'll tell you more when we return.
4 years ago, they told us we were consuming 60-something million. In less than 6 months,